Hello and welcome back. So in today's work, we're going to be looking at factoring something like x squared, and you know that that means squared, plus bx plus c. And really the key point here is that this is like doing FOIL in reverse. And you'll see what we mean by that in a second. So let's begin with a very simple example. How about if we try to factor something that looks like this? X squared plus 5x plus 6. Now, it's a trinomial, and we got a trinomial, if you remember, by multiplying two binomials together. So the way this is going to work is, first we think about the x squared term. And to get x squared, I need an x and an x. Now I'm going to think about how I'm going to get a 6. There's really only two ways to get a 6. A 2 and a 3, or a 6 and a 1. And if I want to get a plus 5, the only way to do that is with a plus 2 and a plus 3. And so you should take the time and multiply this out, and you'll see that if you use FOIL, you get x squared plus 5x plus 6. So this is one of the ways that we look at how we factor a trinomial, where the coefficient on the x squared, as we said here, is just 1. So let's look at a rule that helps us find this clearly. So let's look at these two and understand what we're looking for. In the first case, we have a minus sign here. So when I think about how this is going to factor, to get x squared, I need x and x. Now I want to get a minus 10. Now, there aren't a lot of possibilities. 1 and 10, either plus 1 minus 10 or minus 1 plus 10, or the same thing with 2 and 5. But the trick is I want to get somehow a minus 9x. So a lot of this is trial and error. But if you think about minus 10 plus 1, that's going to give me, plus 1, that's going to give me a minus 9x. Because here I get a minus 10x, here I get a plus x, and so they combine and give me the minus 9x. Over here, I got all pluses, which makes things a little bit easier. So I'm going to have an x and an x, and now I want to get two terms which multiply to give me 40 and add to give me 13. So take a second, press pause, and see if you can come up with those two numbers. And it shouldn't have taken a lot of work to see that those two numbers are going to be plus 5 and plus 8. Right? 5x, 8x give me 13x. Okay, let's look at a few more examples. Okay, so let's look at these two problems. The first one looks a little bit more complicated, but really it's the same idea. We just want to use parentheses. To get u squared, it's going to be u and u. And now I've got to think again. I want a plus 14 v squared. And this is going to be a minus. So immediately that means that these both have to be minus. And I want two numbers that multiply to give me 14 and add to give me minus 9. So it's minus 2v and minus 7v. Now when you check this, we forced that to be u squared, and we forced this to be 14v squared. The middle terms are what give me this. The OI terms, outsides, insides. So this is minus 7uv, minus 2uv, and they combine to give me minus 9uv. And when we look at this last one of the things that you always have to be on guard against is taking out the greatest common factor. And in this case, the greatest common factor is a 6. So if I take that out, what I'm left with is m squared minus 6 mn, and then I have minus 27n squared. So I leave the 6 alone. And now I want to get m squared, so that's going to be m and m. And then I got to think about signs. This is a minus, so that means 1 is going to be a plus, and 1 is going to be a minus. And I want two numbers now that multiply to give me 27, and whose difference is minus 6. So once again, press pause, see if you can figure that one out. And it's going to be plus 3n minus 9n, right? This gives you minus 27n squared. Here we have minus 9mn plus 3mn. Minus 9 plus 3 gives me that minus 6. So there is the first step in factoring trinomials. See you next time.